Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Guterman, and we are live at the brand new Griffith Stadium. This is opening day. We're so glad to bring you Boston Red Sox at the Washington Senators in our 1911 Strat-O-Matic replay here on the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. And it's a doozy. We have Smokey Joe Wood for the Red Sox and Dolly Gray, a left-hander, for the Senators. We'll have our lineups in just a couple minutes. The coffee is brewing. I already went through my first pot. Okay, let's look at our opening lineups. The first pitch is around 8:30 a.m. Eastern for the Boston Red Sox, and this is their first game of the season. Of course, they were about a 500 ball club. Leading off, Larry Gardner at second base. Batting second, Harry Hooper in right. Batting third, the great Tris Speaker in center field. And Kathy Harden has arrived, everybody. I got my second pot brewing, Kathy, and I hope you're doing well. The great Tris Speaker bats third in center. Duffy Lewis is in left, batting cleanup. Heine Wagner batting fifth at shortstop. Batting sixth, Rip Williams at first base. Batting seventh, Clyde Engel. He is at third. Batting eighth, the catcher, Kleinow. And he is a 3-0. A nameless player being used. He hardly played. And pitching, and batting ninth, Joe Wood, Smokey Joe Wood, a legend of baseball. He's an 8 NR, batting ninth. For the Washington Senators, who came in second to last, besides having Walter Johnson in their lineup. Batting first in center is Clyde Milan, or Milan. Batting second, playing left, Jack Leilavelt. Jack Leilavelt. Batting third, at third base, Kid Elberfeld, the cleanup hitter. Playing second base, Bill Cunningham. Batting fifth in right field, Doc Gessler. Batting sixth and playing first base, John Henry. Batting seventh, it's shortstop, George McBride. He's a 1. Batting eighth, at catching, Gabby Street, 2-3. And the pitcher, a left-hander, Dolly Gray, and he will throw out the first pitch ever thrown here. At the brand new Griffith Park. You did. Wasn't it phenomenal? Wasn't it phenomenal? Thank you for listening to that. Absolutely awesome. Yeah. I don't recommend stuff unless it's really awesome. The tweet should be up. Let's check it out. So you have an idea of Smokey Joe Wood. And what he went through. And the Washington Senators take the field. Here at Griffith, it's Dolly Gray on the mound, left-hander, and he's about to make history here, throwing out the first pitch. Throwing the first pitch. And that coffee is ready. So I'm glad you have an idea of the biography of Smokey Joe Wood. I'm going to be giving, if I remember, of course, my own abbreviated bio of him. 16,000 have packed the stadium, this brand new stadium, and Larry Gardner steps up to the plate, lefty here. Gray on the mound, here's the windup, and the first pitch ever in Griffith Stadium. 2-6. And it's hit well to right field. Going back is Gessler, and he makes the catch, and we are underway. Boy, it was hit well by Gardner. What a start. A fly ball to Gessler in right, one down. Here's Harry Hooper, a real star of the dead ball ever, hit .311. He's also a left-handed hitter. Kathy for the Senators. I'm going to go for Boston. I want to see Smokey Joe win it, if you don't mind, but I'll go either way. Washington won this game in real world 8-5. Smokey Joe got the loss. Okay, Hooper at the plate. Here's Gray now. 4-6, and that's a base hit. Right up the middle for Hooper. Hooper on first. 1-10 stealing. Being held, and here's Tris Speaker. Look at that, 3 left-handers facing the southpaw. In a row. Here's Gray now. The pitch to Speaker. 2-7, he walked them. First and second for the Red Sox. Yeah, you don't want the Red Sox no matter when, huh? I can see that. Here's Duffy Lewis, the left fielder. Red Sox have first and second, one out here, just underway at Griffith Stadium. Here's Gray now. 6-9. And it's hit well into the gap. It's going to be extra bases. Hooper scores. Speaker scores. And Lewis is in third with a triple. A 2-run triple by Duffy Lewis. And it's 2-0 Red Sox. So Gray getting hit here early. Here's Heine Wagner. Okay, Gray. The pitch to Heine. 5-8. And that is a base hit. And Lewis scores. 3-0 Red Sox. Dolly Gray has let up a single, a walk, a triple, and a single here in the top of the first. It's 3-0. Here's Rip Williams. with Heine Wagner on first, 1-10, 1-7 being held. Here's Rip Williams. I don't think they're going to steal much off of Street. Gabby Street, the Senators' catcher. Wagner on first, 1 down, 3 in here. Here's the pitch to Williams. 1-6, and he flies it to center field. Milan has it. And that's 2 away. Wagner holds. That's 1 L in Milan. So it's 2 outs, and Clyde Engel comes up. The pitch from Gray. 5-4, fly ball center. Milan, he's a 1. Look at that. 6-1, and he makes the catch, and the side is out, but 3 runs for Boston here in the top of the first. And Washington coming up to bat. Here's Smokey Joe. His second full season of his major league career. Red Sox have high hopes for this pitcher. Okay, Smokey Joe facing Clyde Milan. Here's the pitch from Wood. 1-7, struck him out. Now Jack Levlovets. Left-handed hitter. We're so glad to have you. Here's Wood. 1-9, and he walked him. Levlovet is on first with 1 out. And Kid Elberfeld is the batter. Two 8, and he flies it to center. That's for Speaker, and it's 2 away. Future Hall of Famer Tris Speaker playing center. And here's Bill Cunningham. Now there is a fence here at this brand new stadium, ballpark, Griffith Stadium. Or at least I think there is. 2 outs, Levlovet on first. Cunningham at the plate. The pitch from Wood. 6-8. Struck him out, and the side is retired. 2 strikeouts for Wood. No runs, a walk, left on base. 3-0 after 1. Let's see how Dolly Gray does here in the second inning. He allowed 3 in the first. Klein out. The catcher comes up. He only had about 20-some-odd at bats. He is a left-handed hitter, I believe. And we're using a nameless player. By the way, this is the last game. He is a right-handed hitter. He had a whopping total of 25 at-bats and a 182 average. We've tried to match him up. Here's Dolly, and the pitch to Kleinow. 4-7, right-hander. And it's a base hit for Kleinow. Off of Gray's card. Lord. Okay. Here comes Wood now. He's a good hitter. And I'll let the cat out of the bag. Eventually he became a hitter. Had to go play outfield and give up pitching because his arm gave out. And he was great. Okay, here's the pitch to Wood. 4-8, right-hander. Base hit up the middle for Smokey Joe. Kleinow will hold at second. And here's Gardner, who flew to right. Gray in trouble again here. Here's the pitch from Gray. 4-9. And that is a base hit for Gardner. Klein now scores. 4-0. Wood goes to third. And there's action in the Senators' bullpen so quickly. Dixie Walker is warming. He pitched in this game in real world. He's a right-hander. Dixie Walker. So 3 consecutive singles allowed by Gray. And here's Harry Hooper. First and third, nobody out. The pitch from Gray. 5-9, and that's hit well into the gap, and that is a triple, 2-run score, a triple by Hooper, and it's 6-0. So I got a feeling we know how this game's going, and that's going to be it for Gray. He pulled, oh my, pulled here in the second. Dixie Walker is coming in. How do you like that? Knocked out of the box here in the second inning. Gray pitched 1 inning. He allowed 7 hits. He walked 1. And he's allowed 6 runs. And he's responsible for Hooper on third. Nobody out. Dixie Walker is ready. Yeah, end the misery early. Exactly. And here comes Tris Speaker. One of the best ever. A 1 in center. Ace stealing. 1-17. And a .324 average. Some call him the best center fielder who ever played. I think Willie Mays might have something to say about that. Hooper on third, no outs. Walker, the new pitcher. Yeah, Smokey Joe loved Tris. He had, you have to listen to his, he was a cool-looking guy, actually a good-looking guy. When he was a youngster, I like women, but, I know a good-looking man when I see him. We're going to do a bio on him later, if I remember. Here's the pitch to Speaker now, from Walker. 3-4, and he flies it to left. And that's going to be deep enough for Hooper to score. And that will make it 7-0. So 7 runs in 1 inning, a 63.00 ERA for Gray thus far this season. The good news is it's 1 out and nobody on. And here's Duffy Lewis, who tripled in the first. Everybody liked Tris Speaker. He was a nice guy. Here's the pitch to Lewis. 5-8. And he chops it to second. That's for Cunningham. He's a 4. And he makes the play. 2 outs. And here's Heine. Heine Wagner singled. Knocked in a run. 3-6, struck him out. So, Walker does very well, retires 3 in order. There were 4 runs. And in the middle of the second, it's Red Sox 7, Senators nothing. Meanwhile, Smokey Joe has lots of room in his first outing of the season. Doc Gessler will lead it off. Wood walked a batter in the first, left him on, 2 strikeouts. Here's the pitch from Wood. 3-6, and he pops it up to second. And Gardner makes the catch, 1 away. I'll tell you, Wood looks good. And here's John Henry. Playing first base, you got to be careful. Yeah, he's a catcher too. Not much of a hitter. Probably didn't play too much. Well, half a year. Hit 203. Okay. .310, and he pops it up to short for Wagner, and it's 2 away. I'm going to have to listen to that tonight again, that interview. It's a good 30 minutes long. Love that. Okay, George McBride with 2 outs, no one on. Here's the pitch from Wood. That's 5-7, and that is whoa, it's a double down the line for McBride. First hit off Wood. I do think we'll get a no-hitter eventually, though. So McBride doubles. McBride on second, 2 down. And here's Gabby Street, the catcher. Walker comes out on deck. Here's the pitch, 6-7. And he walked him. So it's first and second. They're going to let Walker hit here. Walker is a 5 WL. A 5 WL it is. I know some of you may say pinch hit for him. No. We're not playing that game in the second inning. So Walker comes in. We're going to use him for a while. Okay, here's the pitch from Wood. He is a left-handed hitter. 6-12. Fly ball left. Lewis going back. And it wouldn't have mattered anyway, you see. Actually, it's a ground ball. 6-12, yeah. Fly ball left, he's a 2. 10-2, and he makes the catch. So the side is out. No runs, 1 hit, the double by McBride. At least they got a hit. After 2, it's 7-0. It's now Walker pitching. Retired 3 in order. He's a right-hander. Used primarily as a starter. Pitched in relief in this ball game. In real world. So that's what we're doing. Rip Williams leads it off. Top of the 3rd. Here's Walker now. The pitch to Williams. 110. And he walked him. First base runner allowed by Walker. And Clyde Engel is the batter. 1-7 to Steele being held, Rip Williams. Here's the pitch to Engel. 4-6. Pops it up to short. And that's for McBride, 1 down. And now Kleinow, who singled and scored. Right-handed hitter, nameless player. 6-8. Walked him. So it's first and second, 1 out. And here's Smokey Joe. Smokey bats right-handed. He's got end power. And he's an 8. Here's the pitch to Walker. 5-8, right-hander. Grounds it to second. That's for Cunningham. He's a 4. 10-4. And he gets Kleinow going to second for the force, and that's all. So 2 outs, first and third. Wood on first, Williams on third with 2 down, and here's Gardner. 1 for 2. 2-8, and he flies it to center field for Milan, and the side is retired, so at least no runs for the Red Sox there, or no hits, 2 walks, 2 left. Middle of the third, it's a 7-0 ball game. But the Washington fans are used to losing. They used to say the Washington is the first in war and the last in the American League. Actually, they came in second to last this season, ahead of St. Louis Browns. When they say first in war, I'm not sure what they meant exactly. I guess we could read into it. But Congress declares war, or at least they used to. Since Truman went into Korea without congressional approval, presidents have not sought approval, except in some instances. Bush 41 did to go into Kuwait. Not Vietnam. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. We didn't declare wars. Here's Clyde Milan to lead it off against Smokey Joe. Clyde, a left-handed hitter, struck out in the first. 3-6, and that is a base hit for Milan. He's a double-A. He'll be a 1-15 to go. They're down by 7. What's the use? Let him hold them. And I think I'm going to get some coffee here. As Jack Lelevelt. Yeah, it's my second thought. We have a game in the afternoon, if I'm up to it. 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 1969 replay. And it's going to be the Detroit Tigers with Denny McLain at the Chicago White Sox with Lazar. And he hardly pitched Lazar, so we'll be using a nameless player there. Never a problem now with folks who are not on the rosters, now that we have the nameless players. Really important way to augment your replay. Okay, Levellet on the mound, Milan being held. Here's the pitch from Wood. 5-7, and that's going to be a base hit. Milan goes to third, so Wood in a little bit of trouble here. His endurance is the 9th inning. Walker, his endurance for relief is the 3rd. Oh, next inning. Good luck. Here's Kib Elberfeld. First and third, nobody out. Here's the pitch from Wood. 4-6, grounds it to third, forcing Levellet, and Milan scores. So there's the first run for Washington. It's a 7-1 ball game, 4-6. Wait a minute. Yeah, ground ball third forced. Okay, here's Bill Cunningham. Didn't the Philadelphia 76ers have a player, Bill Cunningham? Billy Cunningham? So Elberfeld on first with 1 out. Here's Cunningham. And the pitch. 6-8, struck him out, and that's the third for Joe Wood. Throwing smoke. 2 down. And here's Doc Gessler. His strikeout ratio is awesome. About 8 per 9 innings, give or take. Okay, Wood. The pitch to Gessler. 5-4, left-hander, catcher X. That's Kleinow. He's a 3. I made him a 3. 19-3. Reroll. 5-3. And he drops it. He drops it. Yes. Oh, Kleinow with the error. That'll make it first and second. Two outs. Anything now unearned, John Henry. Wood trying to get out of this. Oh, that's good coffee. Wow. Here's the pitch to Henry. 4-4. Fly ball to center. And Speaker has it, and the side is out. But a run, 1 run for the Senators. On 2 hits and an error. 2 left on. After 3, it's 7-1, Bo Sox. Beautiful crowd out here for opening day. The inaugural game at this brand new park. It's called Griffith Stadium, and it's gorgeous. If you follow me on Twitter, I got a fascinating photograph of it. Harry Hooper leads it off, 2 for 2, singled and scored, tripled and scored. 2 runs batted in. Harry having a great game. Walker in his 3rd inning now. This is his endurance inning. Here's the pitch to Hooper. 1-9, and he grounds it to second for Cunningham, 1 down. Here's Tris Speaker. Walked and scored, sacrifice fly with a run batted in. One out, nobody on. Here's the pitch from Walker. 4-11. And that's a grounder to second, 2 outs. I believe Speaker had 3,000 hits. I'm going to check that real quick, or close to it. He had 3,500 hits. 3,514 to be exact. That's, oh Lord. That'll tell you something about his career. Here's Duffy Lewis now. 2 outs, nobody on. And the pitch from Walker. 2-7, and he flies it to center. And Milan makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 for Walker. Middle of the 4th, 7-1, Red Sox. Here's Smokey Joe. 1 run in 3 innings, 3 strikeouts. McBride leads it off. He doubled. First hit off of Wood today. He's allowed 3 hits. 5-9. And he struck him out. That's the 4th for Smokey. Now Gabby Street. Walker comes out on deck. Here's Wood now, the pitch to Street. 4-10. Grounds it to short. That's for Wagner. Heine. He's a 3. 9-3. That's actually That's a re-roll. 23. Re-roll. That's a re-roll. 13-3. And he boots it. Tiny with the error. Oh my. Second error, Red Sox. Red Sox were about a 500 ball club. So Gabby Street on first. Here comes Walker, 5 WL. One away. 1-3. Grounds it to second, double play. So that's the side. No runs. No hits, the error, none left. It's 7-1 after 4. I hope you understand that I didn't pinch hit for him. Kathy Harden, I just don't think, that would have, when you're down by 6. They're gonna stay with Walker in this ball game right now. Here's Heine now, who made that error. Heine Wagner, 1 for 2. Here's Walker now, the pitch to Heine. 6-11, right-hander. Grounds it to short, McBride, 1 down. So Walker now has settled down. Rip Williams, the batter. 3-7. There's a base hit to right for Rip Williams. His first hit of the ball game. 1-7 stealing, and Clyde Engel is the batter. Clyde is 0 for 2. Every inning is an endurance inning here for Walker, in for relief of Dolly Gray, who pitched 1 inning, allowed 7 runs. Here's the pitch to Engel. 3-5. Base hit to right. Williams will hold. First and second, 1 down. Here's Klein now. Singleton scored, walked. Pitch from Walker, 1-7, struck him out. That's the second strikeout for Walker. 2 down. And here's Smokey Joe. Here's Walker now. And the pitch to Joe, 2-7. It's a base hit. Oh, Smokey off his own card. He is an 8. Williams scores. Engel goes to third. My Lord. And that's it for Dixie Walker. He has reached fatigue. He pitched 3 2/3. Allowed 3 hits. In fact, this inning was his first hits. He walked 2, struck out 2. And he has allowed 1 run thus far, responsible for first and third with 2 outs. Let's see who's coming in here. Lord. No one else pitched in this game. Let's go take a look at who else they've used in forthcoming games. Just so we know that these people are available. Till I get used to these people. Oh. cherry. My Lord. I'm going into many games ahead. They've used Walker. Boy, they use Walter Johnson a lot with very few days rest. Coming in to pitch for the Washington Senators is Bill Ote. He pitched in a game, like the third game of the season or so, in relief, primarily a reliever, with a 6.34 ERA. Okay. Well, they're down 7-1, 8-1. Bill Ote is taking his warm-ups. Looks like 6.34 to me. Bill Ote. And he is a left-hander. And Gardner comes up to the plate, first and third, 2 outs. It's lefty-lefty here. That's the way it was when Dolly Gray started. Okay, Ote is ready. Here's the pitch to Gardner. 3-9, and he struck him out. So Ote strikes out a batter. 1 run, though. And in the middle of the 5th, it's 8-1 Senators. And they've got their third pitcher in this game. Here, meanwhile, Smokey cruising, so to speak. Clyde Milan will lead it off. He's 1 for 2. Here's Wood now. 4-5, struck him out. That's number 5 for Joe. Boy, he's looking like some special kind of pitcher there. Here's Jack Levelet. Wood winds and throws. 2-2, and he grounds it to second. And that's for Gardner, 2 outs. And Kid Elberfeld with 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch from Wood. 2-11, and he grounds it back to Wood, who throws it over to Williams, and it's a 1-2-3 for Smokey Joe Wood. It's 8-1 through 5. Bill Ote now. He pitched the third of an inning in the 5th to relieve Walker. Walker ended up allowing 1 run, but reached fatigue. Here's Harry Hooper to lead it off. Singled and scored, tripled and scored, knocking in a couple runs and grounded to second. Okay, here's Ote. And the pitch, 2-7. Left-hander, fly ball to right for Gessler, 1 out. And now Tris Speaker, 3,514 hits lifetime. How do you like that? He hasn't had one today, though. Walked and scored, sacrifice fly, grounded to second. 6-12. Grounder to second. Cunningham, he's a 4. And that's a boot. He boots it. Oh, Cunningham booted that. First error for the Senators. Sox have made 2. And here's Duffy Lewis. 1 for 3, tripled home 2 runs, and scored himself in the 1st. Speaker on first, 1 out. He's an A, 1-10, being held. Pitch to Lewis, 2-2, and that is a line drive to short, caught by McBride. 2 outs, and here's Heine. Heine Wagner, 1 for 3, 2 outs, Speaker on first. 3-8, and he grounds it to short from McBride. Over to Henry, and the side is out. We're in the middle of the 6th. It's an 8-1 ball game. Beautiful crowd, and again, the fans don't seem too phased. They're used to this with Washington. Smokey Joe, he's allowed 1 run in 5 innings. He had a 2.02 ERA. How awesome is that? Here's Cunningham, 0 for 2, struck out twice. Wood has 5 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. 1-7, struck him out. That's the 3rd against Cunningham, and the 6th today for Smokey Joe. Here's Doc Gessler. The big train, Walter Johnson, will be pitching in this series. Stand by for that. Probably happen sometime next week. Here's Gessler now. 6-7, left-hander, single up the middle. Actually, that's a single to right for Gessler. This is, by the way, the last game of those played on April 11. April 12. I transposed that. April 12, 1911. Oh. I always put last if it's the last of that date, and then it reminds me, even though I would know otherwise, to check to make sure all games were played on that date. It's like a double check, if you follow what I'm saying. We have redundancy of checks and balances here. Okay, Gessler is on, being held with 1 out, and here's John Henry. .58, grounder to second. That's for Gardner. He's a 3. 7-3, and he turns the double play, and the side is out. A pitcher's best friend. No runs, 1 hit, none left. We're in the top of the 7th. Here's Bill O'Tay now. Rip Williams, 1 for 2 today, singled and scored. O'Tay, a left-hander. Here's the pitch. 1-9, and he grounds it to short, 1 down. Now Clyde Engel. 1-8, flies to center, and Milan makes the catch, 2 away. And here's Kleinow, who's had a productive day. 1 for 2, singled and scored, walked, then he struck out. Here's the pitch to Kleinow. 2-4 against the left-hander, pops it up to second. And Cunningham makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Bill O'Tay, and this is the 7th inning stretch. With the score, Red Sox 8, Senators 1. Smokey Joe will come out. And face the Senators right after we take a break. This is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. I'm Jeffrey Guterman. We're doing 2 replays here. 1911 and 1969. Just got to keep it calm and straight. When we get back, I'll have more coffee, Kathy Harden. And we'll see if we can finish this ball game. It is scheduled for McBride Street And Otay, who is a, oh my Christ, he's a 1 WL. How do you like that? There might be a fourth pitcher. And I sure as hell am not going to look up to see who to pick. I think it would be, I think Long Tom Hughes came in a game, even though he's primarily a starter. We also have, you know, the big train could come in and pitch 2 innings. You know that. We're not going to do it, though. We'll bring in Carl Cashian, who is a right-handed pitcher. He had 71 innings pitched. Primarily a starter. I think most people are primarily starters, but he's warming. So there will be a hitter for Walker, for Otay. Walker had 2 at-bats here. We keep even pitchers hitting stats. So I'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes, folks. Stay strong and don't go anywhere for the conclusion of this ball game, hopefully. I say that because you never know. It could be extra innings, and I sometimes, if it goes too long, I play it later. Not often. And for an 8-1 ball game, it's still a lot of fun here. I'm enjoying watching Smokey Joe with 6 strikeouts in 6 innings. Can you imagine that? Smokey Joe Wood. Bottom of the seventh here in the nation's capital. Red Sox lead at 8-1. Smokey Joe has been very tough today. Some of the Red Sox fans can go to a location in Boston and get ticker tape updates of this ball game. And there was betting. People bet on these games. Leading it off is George McBride, 1 for 2. He did double. He got the first hit off Wood. It was in the second. Here's Wood now. 2-7, and he walked him. That's the third walk given up by Wood. And here's Gabby Street. There will be a hitter for Bill Ote. Here's the pitch to Street now. 4-6. Grounds to third for the force. So it's 1 out and Street is on. Let's see who's hitting. Going to be Carl Cashian, by the way. Cashian coming in to pitch next inning. It'll be the fourth pitcher. Kind of unusual. I think that's maybe the first time. I'm not sure that we've had that. Coming in to hit is Germany Schaefer. He is a regular, but he's hurt. And we expect him, he can't run very well, but he can bat. We're going to let him bat. Germany Schaefer. And he's a good hitter, Christ. So here's Schaefer. Street on first, 1 down, Wood. And the pitch to Schaefer. 4-4, right-hander, fly ball center, Speaker, 2 outs. And here's Clyde Milan, who's 1 for 3. Whoa, 4-8. Struck him out. That's number 7. For Smokey Joe Wood, the side is retired. After 7, it's 8-1. Red Sox. New pitcher, Carl Cashian. A right-hander. Ote pitched 2 1/3. No hits. And Carl Cashian now is ready. And here's Smokey Joe, 2 for 3 today. He's an 8 NR, folks. Top of the 8th. Oh, shit. Oh, that's good coffee. Okay, Cashian is ready. Here's Wood, bats right-handed. 3-10. Base hit, Wood off his own card. 3 for 4 today. Does that tell you what kind of hitter he will be someday? Wood is on. And here's Larry Gardner. 5-7. And there's a base hit to center. Wood will halt. So Cashin allows 2 singles here to start it off here in the 8th. Harry Hooper, the batter. For 8. Pops to second. 1 down. And now Tris Speaker. Walked and scored, sacrifice fly, grounded to second, reached on an error. Oh. The pitch from Cashin. 1-4, and he grounds it to short for the force of Gardner. It's first and third, 2 down. And here's Duffy Lewis. 1 for 4, tripled and scored, knocked home 2. He does it all, Smokey Joe. Pitch to Duffy, 6-7. And that's a ground ball, second X for Cunningham, a 4. 19-4, he's a real liability out there, but he makes the play. Side is out. No runs, 2 hits, none. 2 left. Middle of the 8th, 8-1. Here comes Smokey. It's gone all the way. Jack Lovelette, 1 for 2 with a walk. The pitch from Wood. 4-9, grounder to short. Heine Wagner, he's a 3, 12-3. And he makes the play. That's 1 away here in the 8th. For Kid Elberfeld, who's 0 for 3. Reached on a force. The first ever game played in Griffith Stadium here. 5-7, that's a fly ball to center. Going back is Speaker for the catch. 2 away. Nice catch by Speaker. 2 out, nobody on for Cunningham. Six. And that's a line drive to second, caught by Gardner. And it's a 1-2-3 for Joe Wood. We're heading to the 9th. Cashin's second inning. Heine Wagner leads it off, 1 for 4. Three, 5. He struck him out. Boy, that's a lot of strikeouts he's got there. Heine strikes out a lot. 96 and only 261 at-bats. That's a lot of strikeouts. Here's Rip Williams, 1 out, nobody on. 1-5. Struck him out. Oh, that's 2 for Carl. And Clyde Engel. The pitch from Cashin. 1-2. And he hit him. Engel is on. Being held 1-7. For Kleinow. Wood comes out on deck. 3 for 4 today. 3-9 against the right-hander, and he chops it to short. And McBride makes the play. We're heading to the bottom of the 9th. It will be Gessler, Henry, and McBride. Senators trail by 7. It's an 8-1 ball game. Joe Wood has gone all the way. He has 7 strikeouts. Here's Gessler to lead it off. Here's Wood. 6-7. Base hit to right. This is Wood's endurance inning. Gessler on. 1-13 being held. Here's John Henry. 2-7. Struck him out. That's number 8. To me, 9 is the magic number. McBride, 9 in 9 innings pitched. Here's McBride, 1 for 2 and walked. The pitch from Wood. 4-7. Struck him out. That's number 9. And the ticker tape is running in Boston. 2 outs, Gessler on first. Here's Wood now. Hits to Street. 5-6. Struck him out. A total of 10 for Joe Wood, and he's the winner today. In the first ever game played at Griffith Stadium, the final score, Red Sox 8, Senators 1. Wood gets the win, his first of the season. He went all the frickin' way. 9 innings, 5 hits. He walked 2, struck out 10, leads the majors, allowed 1 run. He's the star of the game, no doubt about it, and as far as I'm concerned. The loss goes to Gray. He got knocked out early in the second inning after allowing 4 consecutive hits. Great game for Smokey Joe, and I'm going to listen to that, Kathy. I'm going to listen to that now tonight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cashian pitched 2 in relief. He allowed 1 hit, no walks, 2 strikeouts, no runs. Final line. Boston 8 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors. Senators 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. So there's the ball game, folks. The only 2 teams that have not played in this season are the Detroit Tigers with Ty Cobb, Sam Crawford, etc., and the Chicago White Sox. And we'll get to that game very soon. Let's do our quick bio here on Smokey Joe Wood. Who was he? Smokey Joe Wood was born in 1889. He died in 1985. Have a great day, Kathy. This was his first super season as a pitcher when he won 23 games. He was 23 and 17. The Red Sox were about an average team. The next season, he won 34 games. But he slipped on wet grass while fielding a bunt in 1914. Fell, broke his thumb, and was in pain for the following 3 seasons. And he became a hitter. And he became a solid player. He went on to become the head coach at Yale University. He had a winning record. And in 1984, he went to Old Timers Day at Fenway Park, got a standing ovation. He died in West Haven, Connecticut at the age of 95. He was the surviving member of the 1912 pennant-winning Boston Red Sox. So the year after this, he they won the pennant. And here's a picture of Smokey Joe in the public domain when he was with the Red Sox. And he pitched a complete game win here, allowing 1 run on 5 hits, 10 strikeouts. Here's a picture of Griffith Stadium, the outfield with the wall, circa 1911. Stay strong, everybody. Stay well. And our next game is scheduled for 2:30 p.m. Eastern. It will be the Detroit Tigers with Denny McClain at the Chicago White Sox with Lazar, using a nameless player, in our 1969 replay. Stay strong, Kathy Harden. Thank you very much. And I will catch you all next time.